I've shared a lot of my spiritual journey. I've even wrote a book, Losing Your Mind to Find Your Soul. That would help people beginning their journey and sort of a companion while they go on a spiritual awakening. So that's Losing Your Mind to Find Your Soul. I'm doing an audio books for my current books. I've got another one to do after before I get round to that one. So that one will have an audio book maybe by the end of March, April. But what I want to talk about is soul contracts. I've covered an awful lot in all the content I've talked about because what I talk about really is closing a chapter, starting a new one, fulfilling your life path, effectively your destiny. But I haven't specifically spoke about soul contracts because so much that encompasses this. We have gifts within us. Some people are psychic. Some people have one gift that don't have all of them. And the problem is you say psychic and people think read my mind. That's not how it works. It's different gifts within this. You can have clairvoyance, you can have visions in your mind. I have this, but it's only when I shut my mind off. I'm too proactive. I'm always working on something. I'm always distracting my mind, so it's actually hard for me to get those visions because I'm not someone that sits still. I only really get those visions when I'm at peace and I just stop. So I'm in a rest period and I've literally give myself time to stop. I don't because I've always got projects to do. But when it happens, it's like a movie reel. It's actually surreal. You're like, whoa, this is crazy. So throughout most of my life, it's my intuition, it's my feeling, it's innate knowing. You know, so someone else might hear voices, they might hear this. Sometimes I've had sounds, I've had voices, but it's not so often. My biggest strength at this present time is my intuition. I can see through people's masks. I can pick up on energy. I know a good person, I know a bad person. I know without even thinking what I need to do at a given moment. I know when it's time to leave a job. I know when it's time to take a leap of faith. I know what's going to come to me. I just know. It's just a knowing. So I'm always going after things. Most people think I'm crazy. Then they start to see how well I'm doing. It's like, yeah, that was when you thought I was nuts. You didn't see where I was going. That's my intuition. I don't doubt it. I will always throw everything on the line for that rather than what someone tells me. So I thought I'd just cover that quickly because I think there's that misconception that a psychic can do all this. It's like some can, and some will unlock that as they go. Now, like I said, apparently I've got all of them, all the abilities, but it's unraveling them. I've only been on a spiritual journey from 2020, so it's only been like 3.5 years. I've met people that have been on their journey for 10 years. They've confirmed to me I have the same gifts, but I still have more to go, but my ascension's been rapid. Some people have been given their gifts early on and they have a different path. Some people have to go a path of trauma and go through that healing phase. There's so much we have to do to transform. Effectively, my life has been hard as hell and I've been put through it on purpose. Then when I had my spiritual activation, it was like, right, now it's time we need to get you caught up to everybody else so we can ascend you fast. It's going to be a rapid ascension. That's my path. We're all different. There's no right, wrong. There's no you're better than you're better. It's just the life journey you're on. I've gone through everything I've been through to help make me so rounded so I can see so many perspectives and I can go from it. I can see it from experience. This is not someone that talks based on what someone's told them. I've lived it. So that makes my what I say has meaning, has purpose. But of course, I've missed out on a lot of the spiritual journey that others have been on. So I'm having to catch up quickly. So most people go on a spiritual journey solo. They have to just figure it out as they go. It's quite traumatizing and it's really hard. I've had mentors or people that just gravitate to me. It's weird. I don't ask for them and they just come to me. And I feel that spirit just putting them on my path to help me evolve quicker. So we just get that out of the way. There's a lot I want to say, and TikTok only gives me 10 minutes. That's why I'm talking fast. It will be on YouTube as well, but I am limited as well by the platform. So soul contracts effectively is we have a path in life. It was already agreed before we come here. We already agreed it all. Who wants to go to Earth? Who needs this experience? Some people are here on an early journey, so everything's new and fresh to them. Some of us are sort of old souls. We're like ancient spirits. We've been brought down here because you can't just have everybody wayward. You're going to need some experienced souls down here to help people and try to push humanity in a better course. Because it's losing itself. It's absolutely destroying. The whole world is destroying itself. So some of us are going to be brought here, and we agreed. Knowing my personality, I'm not surprised, to be honest, because it's like this life's been absolutely hell. But I'm sure if I was on the other side, and now I'd say I wouldn't want to come back. But I'm sure on the other side, because I like a challenge, and nothing ever brings me to my knees, I always ascend. I'm sure on the other side, if they said, "Would you like to?" We need people to go. We need souls to go back to do this next transformation. Who wants to? I'm sure I'll put my hand up and I'd go, just because I know who I am like. So I've had channeling sessions with other psychics, and we've connected to the angels, even Archangel Michael, which is huge. He has high expectations of me. Now, what he said to me is, some things you have free will, so you can say, look, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, and you can alter your path to an extent. Once it starts to move forward, though, there reaches a point where there's no backing down. I've been told that's my journey. There's no going back now. The wheels are in motion. My path is big. That doesn't mean someone else's is small. It just means this is our life path. So the angels asked during a session with me, what is it you want? And I said, well, I'd like to just rapidly do everything I came here to do. And so maybe by 50 years old, I can just live a happy life. I just get to settle down like everybody else. And they laughed and they said, that's not what you're here for. So what's been confirmed is I will get married in this lifetime. But the thing is, the marriage is not my main goal. It's like if you for a video game, that's a side quest. That's not your main quest. That will support you. That'll be a part of your journey. Your journey's far bigger than that. You've got big things to do, and you need to get it done effectively. And that's where your soul contracts come in. Effectively, unless you learn, so you'll be on a certain stages. So you'll be onto you pass one soul contract, you go on to the next soul contract. So that's an elevation. It's a move forward. If you don't learn in that period where unless you fulfill a soul contract, you cannot move forward. So you'll just keep getting tested and tested and tested. You'll have to keep going round and round and round until you finally resolve it, and it'll get harder and more intense. You'll also get tested even if you pass. So until that, it's actually confirmed. Now, this is only my interpretation because I notice it in my own life. I've noticed the moon cycles are huge. So even if you passed your soul contract, in my opinion, if you've passed it earlier on, until the next moon cycle comes around, you're still going to feel stuck. And that's where I'm at. So I'm getting so many signs right now. As this full moon is happening, I've had so many signs saying you've passed your test. You literally passed that contract. You've done it. You've done everything asked of you. You've passed it with flying colours. You're now going to move into a different timeline now. That old version of you is finished. So where you live, the life you've lived, that's all done. That's an old version. I'm getting goosebumps now. I'm going to be traveling more. I'm going to experience a higher timeline. So there'll be more luxuries. I'll meet higher vibrational people. So that's more people that are being successful in life. People who are actually doing well. They have value to their lives, not people suffering and struggling. Because that'll uplift me and uplift them too. So it's in alignment. Opportunities will come. And I'll actually be living the life I came here to do. Now, people get jealous and envious of people. But you've got to understand, we all have our own contracts. We all have our own timeline. We all have our own life. But you have to fulfill the soul contracts. There's no point being jealous of someone that's fulfilled a contract. It's just literally, we've all got them to tick off. They're all unique to us. So there's no point being jealous of someone else. It's like, focus on your contracts. Focus on your journey. If you focus so heavily on someone else and say, I don't want them to do well, you're just so far away from even fulfilling any of yours. It's like I always say, we come here to evolve our soul. We need to have finished this lifetime more evolved than when we started. So all the contracts that we agreed, to all the things we said, I want to achieve this in this lifetime, I want to do this, I want to go through this experience. It might seem sufferable and really traumatic, but most of the time we agreed to it because it was part of our transformation. My trauma is the thing that changed me to be this strong now. It's like my ex, for instance. She may think she had me stifled when we was going through family court and she took my daughter. She wanted to bury me. Even if she tried to be peaceful now, I can forgive, but I won't forget. That person, had I not been as strong as I am now, they would have been just as happy to see me suffering because that's the life they tried to push me down. I wouldn't allow it. So we can either turn trauma into our biggest success or it can bring us to our knees. But literally, it wasn't there to break us. It was there to help make us. That became the pivotal moment in my life where I wrote my first book. I became an author. I started speaking up for myself, even bigger than I was in the past. And all these things. And I don't use it to hurt. I use it to try and heal people. I try to share a journey with people. So our soul contracts are there to sort of get us to where we're supposed to be by the end. And for me, that means everything to me. It really does. It's like, you come here for a purpose, and I just want to get to the end and know I fulfilled everything. No excuses. I don't sit and waste around going, this isn't fair. I get fed up, just like everybody else. But I push on. Like I said, we've all got unique soul contracts. It's about learning from the situation and transcending it. Sometimes you might think you've forgiven someone, but you haven't truly. So you need to keep working on it. Maybe you're going into toxic patterns where you keep getting in the same old relationships. So guess what? They're going to keep bringing you them relationships until you find that value in yourself to say, I'm worth far more than this. You keep taking the easy option. Maybe you need to challenge yourself and actually go for something that's going to make you really happy. Yeah, it's scary because you can have your heart broken. But sometimes you've got to take that leap of faith. So I've run out of time now.